Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. On today's show, I'm here with my co-host Anderson, and we're helping you navigate your dating, sex, and relationship questions. Topics include facing your fears and enjoying sex again, how to break the cycle of dating the wrong people, and guess what's more important to women than great sex? Tune in to find out. All this and more. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
So Anderson, let's talk about what happened.
Do you have a boss that's going to yell at you if you don't open the show properly?
I'm the boss.
Right. So let's just do it.
This is so good. It's great to see you, Anderson. I haven't seen you in a while.
Good to see you, Em.
I was thinking that a lot's happened since I've seen you.
Yeah. I've not heard from you. You haven't written. You haven't called out. You haven't texted me, really.
You sound like my mother.
You know what's going on there?
I was in New York for a week for work. I went there with Cosmo magazine. Flew me out for a really fabulous event. I did a bunch of things when I was there, but this was one of the main things. And I met a lot of our fans on the East Coast. Right. A lot of them came to the event to meet me. They heard about the Cosmo event on the show, and they all were Anderson fans.
Oh, that's
got a lot
nice.
of East Coast.
You know what's funny?
And I thought, God, I miss that guy.
First of all, not fans, listeners. They
Listeners.
listen. And I don't have fanatics.
Okay,
you know what
fan.
I mean?
I don't even like that word. I'm sorry. You guys are not fans.
Yeah. I've been doing these things called, this is a quick little plug for me, real quick, but I've been doing these things to make
Jesus,
a
you're
couple
gonna plug
bucks.
Already?
Called Chats with Andy. You can get them over on my website, andersoncowan.com.
What?
And you just
I just lost that. What?
Chats with Andy is what I'm calling them. And I when I put
Slow
my
down,
son,
slow down.
when I put my chats with Andy, and when I put my son down for a
Andy.
nap, I'm sitting in the backyard and I call the listeners that buy this chat with Andy, and I talk to them for like 20, 30 minutes. And I've been talking to people from all over the world, and a number of them found my shows from you by listening to Sex with Emily. And they're like, I always ask the standard question, like, what show do you listen to? The Film Vault, After Disaster. And a number of them has said that they found out about my stuff from listening to me on your show. So I said, great. Thank you for that. Yeah.
That's really cool. So are you trying to say that people can go to chats?
No, andersoncowan.com is
Okay, got
my
it.
website.
And then they can buy time to chat with you on FaceTime?
It's
Is it
not the
FaceTime?
cheapest thing, but it's $50, and I keep
For
my
how long?
face off of it for like 30. No call has been under 30 minutes yet. Except for Angela.
I should charge everybody that much just to
Angela's
call.
about
Even
to
my
have
mom.
her 60th birthday.
Okay.
And she was quick to get off the phone. She valued my time, and she said, go back to Atticus now. Go back to your son.
That's sweet. You could just...
We're 23 minutes. Call.
Wow.
Sometimes they're going for like over an hour. Yeah.
You don't cut them off? Do you
if the boy
put
starts
another quarter
crying,
in the machine? Like, do you charge them?
I'm like a peep show.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like you are.
And I'll do phone sex.
You're like
I mean,
a
if that's
900
what you're
number.
into.
Will you?
No.
Okay, so they're just calling. That's actually really
It's
interesting.
fun. You can talk about love line days. People have asked me, like, what's Emily really like? Is she really that sweet? And I'm like, oh, God, no. You should see her when the mics turn off. Monster.
They don't ask.
No, I said, no, they actually did. And I say, it's really fun to talk about you because you are one of the most genuine, authentic people on air as well as off air. And you never have talked shit about anyone, I don't think.
I don't.
It's just weird. Like, I don't know what to talk to you about sometimes because I'm so used to talking shit about people with the
About other
ladies.
people. Yeah.
And then I'm hanging out with you and it's like, who we can talk shit about?
I don't like talking shit about people.
I got nothing.
No,
Yeah.
really. Like everyone, we just do it to build ourselves up.
You're like
make ourselves feel better.
Bravo. Like you would not fit on a Bravo show.
Although I
because
was, ironically,
I
on a
know.
Bravo show. And it didn't work because they wanted me to be a bitch and talk and fight and say negative things. I'm like, I don't do that.
Emily doesn't do bitch.
I don't do that. Well, that's lovely, Anderson. I'm glad that you're keeping busy at home and taking care of the child while you're
Taking care
chatting
of the
to people,
Right.
having phone sex with your listeners. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's good. It's very innovative. Well, I'm happy to see what I was going to say, though. So I was in New York and I was thinking to myself that...
You missed me because
No, I'm
people
aware.
asked
Okay,
about
and
me.
I was like, Lark, let's get in. So I was like, I summoned you.
Oh, that's
and I
nice.
wanted you to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
here, and you're here, and I'm happy.
It's a little
And then I
tougher
was-
these days because you're far away, and I got the boy all day, and I'm a stay-at-home dad, right?
Right.
And you guys have made it quite clear that you're not equipped to be able to babysit the child.
Well, let me just tell you that Jamie's still traumatized. I
Are
had
you
to pay for her
traumatized?
therapy. She was in therapy for like the last 6 weeks now, ever since she had to watch your child for an hour. Not
was
because your
told-
child's a bad child. Jamie's never held a kid before.
Right.
And
That would be a lot to just all of a sudden.
ever. And you're like, here you go, boop. And you're like, he'll
Yeah.
be fine. We'll give him a block. He's like, you can't do that.
I did
like,
give him a block. Yeah.
Whatever you gave him. And it was really, Jamie like literally was like, I'm so sorry. Like she felt bad.
It was
I think-
stressful. Yes, it was stressful.
yeah.
But
you
just
can't
to be
just
clear,
drop a bomb like that
in
on
fairness
someone.
to me-
but she's got tweets to do and blogs.
I got
She's
emails.
running yeah.
I got plenty of emails dating back to Madison saying,
Madison's
hey,
gone now.
I'm coming back. I'll come in, but I got to bring the boy. No problem at all. Many emails. I'm sure Lark saw emails as well. It was not a shock.
But you remember that Madison left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like
You just assumed
Want me to
anybody
pull up
can hold a
emails?
child.
I will pull emails up.
I couldn't hold a
between
child.
Lark
Like,
and I.
listen, until my niece, I was 30 when my niece was born, and that was the first time I held a child. I was like, oh, I get
You
it.
got to get over, man. It's
But
pretty
as
simple.
she's mine,
It's pretty
ish.
simple. You
okay,
just put
fine.
your arms
So we'll train her, but
in a
next
cradle
time,
position.
Jamie, she's fine. So you're fine now too, and we do welcome your child here.
You know what? Next time, if I have to bring them, because the show is
We can make
important.
an
I love doing
octagon
the
out of
show.
dildos.
We could do that, and I can also.
Did we get that part? When we were
bring
talking about your
Tylenol. I
octagon.
have Tylenol PM, so I'll just drug him up.
You what? Oh, don't drag him up.
Yeah, yeah, and then he'll just sleep.
Okay, we'll work it out. But anyway, I'm happy to see you, and it was funny though. We liked having a kid here that day, but I do love having your dog in my lap right now. So that feels really good.
Having Stanley feels good on your lap. Is that what you're saying?
I love him. I feel like I keep circling back to I just really need to get a dog because what I really like in relationships, I mean, obviously sex is really important, but so I've been dating somebody.
But you have.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Ish. I know.
You're talking about it on the show?
Right now I am. I just decided to.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's,
What's he do?
I'm not getting into that.
Does he have kids?
But I went on a vacation. No.
Good.
Oh.
That's probably a pretty good one because I can't imagine you holding his kids.
Well, I wouldn't drop them. Just because I drop Stanley sometimes doesn't mean I would drop them. No, I'm really good with kids, actually. My heart goes out to Jamie because she never held a child. You have to learn that skill. You didn't want Atticus to be the training wheels. Like
Atticus is
the
my
train.
newborn son. And
Right.
I guess he's not a newborn. He's like 9 months now. But
Is he?
Yes.
Anyway, I went on vacation to Hawaii for a week. You're on your phone. I'm so
I'm looking at
distracted.
Lark
I'm
emails.
distracted
I'm
by
sorry.
your.
I want to bring up the truth about me
dude,
being
let's let it
upfront about
go.
the
No,
child. No, you guys are making it feel
But
like
then
I
I'm losing
walked into a movie theater with a child or something. That would be.
Oh God, do you do that?
No, fuck no.
Okay, honey, we believe you. I get it. Madison was here, and she was like, "Great, bring him." Madison was no longer here. We didn't double check. You probably said to me, "You said he'll be easy in sleeping," which I wasn't thinking to myself. Wait, your kid's only 6 months old. That's probably not true. It's fine, honey. You're fine. You're learning. You're a new father, new son. Jamie's. We're all learning together. Can we just move on?
All right.
I need your focus.
Undivided attention.
I just told you about a guy, and now I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I've changed my
I
mind.
asked what he did. You gave me the stop sign.
Doesn't matter what he does.
What's he do?
Let's just be honest.
Does he collect
Does it matter?
garbage?
Yes.
What's he do?
No, I don't fucking know what he does.
Nothing
You think it
against anyone
matters?
listening who collects garbage. It's a fine job. They get to take naps now too. You hear that?
What?
Yeah, garbage. At least in LA County, they sued because they weren't allowed to take naps during their breaks, and now they can.
Really?
All right, sorry to
Really?
digress.
That's what you would do. Really?
Really?
I want to start imitating you.
Where's
Really?
this guy? What does he live around here? How many dates?
Oh God.
Does he massage
Wait,
you?
let me
Make
back
you drinks?
up. No, not enough. And so I've realized, does he make you drink? Massage? No, I mean touches, but I just feel like that a lot of the benefits of having an animal, having a pet, things that I like that, like
Right.
cuddling and having like someone comes home and they're really happy to see you, and
Yes.
just mostly it's the cuddling and the physical
Right.
touch. I love it, and so that's why I was talking to my mom
then-
again about it, and she's like, "So how's the sex with the guy?" I'm like, "It's good. I like him, but I really just I would like to spend every night with someone. Possibly it's a dog, and we talked about this years ago when I had
Right.
a dog." And she's like, maybe it's time you just get a puppy.
It'd be good to get a puppy, but here's the thing: don't
He's
have
going to
that
love this. I don't think he listens to the show, but I
replace
always get into this problem, and then he's going to listen. And then
actual human relationship, or else you'll be that weirdo that has.
I'm not going to get cats. Don't worry. So you're going to take cats.
with nothing
Joe.
but animals, and while you're dispensing sex and relationship advice, but you're going home to like a Stanley 2.0. I like that.
Wait a minute.
How would you meet this guy? Was it on the internet? Who?
I don't
who
want to
hooked
talk
you
about
up?
this. Hold on. Do what? I don't care. So he's awesome. We've known each other for a long time. We're friends, and we decided to like start hanging out.
That's
And I
good.
really like him.
That's
And
good.
I also like dogs.
Because you're
is
taking
the
a
point.
nice break, and I think it's time that you get back at it.
Yeah, I've taken a break.
happy.
So
Yeah.
I've been dating, and now we've gone on vacation together, but we also have this history. I've known him for a really long time.
works.
So we'll see what happens.
It
and there's
works.
no like pressure. He knows me very well.
Pressure.
He knows my issues. The other great thing is that we both like our time alone. Like we value that. So I'm all for the relationships now where you really don't necessarily have to move in together right away or even ever. And you can have your separate spaces and come together. And I think it's perfect.
These
and
are
he's
good
geographically
relationships.
desirable.
When you when you already know them, there's not like a whole lot of surprises. Like I've been in a couple of those relationships, and they're nice. They're really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. But I was
I'm going to
thinking-
ask you plenty of questions off air, and you will answer them.
Yeah, I will. But here's another thing I was thinking about. So we went on vacation and to Hawaii.
I thought you were going to say Mexico, and you got a
We
massage.
did go to Mexico.
Oh, no.
We went 2 places. I went to Mexico for
Not
the
the
weekend.
same place where you banged the masseuse.
No.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to be gone for a few hours.
Couples massage.
Different place in Mexico.
Okay.
God, I love that guy. That was amazing sex. No, I did not. But we went to Mexico. And wait, we didn't get massages. Did we? No.
Oh, come
Why
on,
would I go to
man.
Mexico?
Is your life that crazy you can't remember if you got a massage in Mexico?
Oh, I
with your new
did.
guy?
No, here's the thing. Not from him, but the place we stayed at is amazing. And we went for a weekend. And when we got there, they have a spa and they give you a massage. Like you walk in, you get off the plane, and they're like,
That's like part of the package.
Yeah, but they're just like, here's a 20-minute teaser. Here's a shot of tequila. Have a massage.
Yeah, that's
have
the
a nap.
thing in Mexico. They just feed
But
you
they
tequila.
should do that.
Yeah.
I feel like every hotel in the world, every place they should just give you a goddamn massage. You change, you settle in. You're like, I'm on vacation now.
Right.
Can I have another shot? They're like,
Yeah.
sure. And it's a great way to get you to use the facility, calm your ass down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's all good. What I thought about on both of these vacations is, well, one of the places didn't allow children, which was amazing.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm just finding those places now, and it's too late for me.
But no, what I'm going to tell you is that it's really, really important for you at this point, even just 9 months into having a child, that you take time away without your son,
Yeah.
with your wife. And you have to.
I can't.
Okay, but listen, you can.
You don't
and I'm
get
telling
it.
you that I see this. No, I've been talking about it and researching this and talking to different couples.
Well, you're talking to the wrong person because you got to talk to the wife because she's the one who has this connection.
This is what
where
I'm telling you. The wives
can't
don't
let go.
think they can leave the kid.
Yeah.
They're like, didn't your parents leave
She's
you?
not worried about it. She
Look
just
at us.
misses
We're
him.
fine.
We go see a movie, and
But you know
she's
what?
leaning over during the movie, going, "I miss my son." I'm like, "Yeah,
Well,
I'm cool with the movie."
okay, well, here's the thing. So, right. I don't know. I think that this is where couples start to lose it. When they have kids, it happens right away. They have kids. I understand it's the most important thing. She has to be there. She's the mother. You know, you're the father. I get it. It's a child. You're trying to,
Right.
It's a new experience for both of you.
It makes
You've never
sense.
been parents before. But I feel like this is when couples need to start prioritizing their sex life and their relationship and holding it in just as high regard as you do being parents.
Especially right now, because my mom is living with us while she's waiting for her house to go through escrow.
So why can't you guys take a weekend
yeah,
or even a night?
I booked one on the way to the show today, actually, but it's going to be with the boy. I mean,
I
we're
think you
taking
need
the
to
boy
take
with
one
us.
without the boy, because this is where couples, you don't have that time to bond. You need that.
I can
you
see
need
what
it
you're
for your-
saying,
It's like
and I
going
could-
to the dentist.
I could see
it's
that
as
being-
important as going to the dentist and getting your heart checked and all the other things you do for your health. Going to the gym.
I could see that being an issue, but she works all day during the week, and she doesn't see him much. And when she does see him, and
It's a
we're
night.
good, we're quite healthy. We're making things work. In fact, just the other day, she goes, "You know what? It just occurred to me. We haven't had a fight since Christmas. It's July, and we haven't had an argument since Christmas." And
That's great. So you're
I
best
fact-checked
friends,
that.
but how's your sex
She was
life?
wrong. We actually had an argument in February, but still, it's been a while.
That's great.
And
that
we're
you
doing
haven't
good.
fought, but how's your intimacy levels?
We're good, but mom's in the house right now, so it's a little tougher.
What a great time to go away for a night. So all I'm saying is that there's all these couples, and I would talk to them, and they're like, "Yeah, we're on vacation in Hawaii, but our kids are here, so it's not really like a vacation."
Look, I'm
and
down
and
for
I
it.
feel like we all need vacation in life, but then the couples don't take
Totally
time for
hear what
themselves.
you're
And I'm just
saying.
saying it's important, and I was just checking in with you about that.
I would love to, but I don't know if I could sell that to her because I don't think, like I just said, it's hard to get her to go see a movie without him because she misses him all the time.
Right.
She loves him. They got a really strong bond.
Of course she loves him, and he's going to be there, and she's a great mom, but I think that we're better parents when you take time for
Yeah.
yourselves, and that your kids, they will see that, and they will see you valuing your relationship, and mom and dad love each other and prioritize each other.
I
That's
will
all I'm
try
saying.
and
Just
I'll try and sell her,
was
and I'll get
thinking
back
about
to
you
I'll
with
let
the
you
young
know.
child.
I really hope I can sell
on
her.
my vacation.
Yes.
I was thinking about you.
That's very nice. Can we do Sex in the News now?
Yes, we can, but I got one more thing to say.
Okay.
So last week we had a show on July 11th, and we had a question. I just want to make a clarification here.
Okay.
We actually decided to edit out the question.
Corrections and retractions. Yeah, here
exactly.
we go. Cool.
Like New York Times. There was a question from an 18-year-old guy, John, in Minnesota, about his 12-year-old niece. And she had borrowed his phone, and when she gave it back, he realized that she was searching for some stuff, and she was looking at porn.
Oh,
And he was
naughty,
very
naughty niece.
concerned
Yes.
about, a minor,
Right.
looking at porn, which they do. And so I just want to clarify my answer in this, because Jamie was on the show, and we were talking about a lot of different things that come up with that. But the first and foremost, it's important to always speak with the adult that's closest to the minor. So definitely speak to the parents of his niece and talk about it. Tell them what happened. I just want to clarify my answer because we talked about a lot of things in that show. And though I did say that, I don't know if that was as loud as it should have been.
So talk to the parents.
I always talk to the parents.
I would
they're
never
underage.
guess a 12-year-old girl would be, perusing
Really? Oh,
porn.
dude,
But am I
yes.
wrong?
You're wrong.
Okay.
Yes, it's
right.
all. That's what they do. They get
All the
hands on
ladies
the
in
phone.
this room apparently did or do.
No, no, but like I have like a godson when he was 7, he was like pretty ladies with big boobs on his dad's. The kids do
that
it.
would be a funny segment on some show, like what kids search for.
Yes.
Like boob girl.
Right, exactly. He's like titties, blonde. It's like it was bad. So at all ages they're doing it now, which is why more than ever parental controls on your phones and your computers, all that stuff, so important.
Important. Yes.
Oh, but now.
Sex in the News?
Sex in the News.
Sweet.
88% of women will date a guy who sucks in bed if he can communicate.
Oh, like you'd give into that.
Exactly. So this was the study that came out, and they surveyed people. They had a series of questions, and it was basically the percentage of people who would prefer their partner to be great in bed, or that was the question. Like, would you prefer them to be a great cook or great in bed? Would you prefer them to keep the house clean and tidy or great in bed?
So communication trumps all.
Communication trumps all. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're always saying like communication is really important. We need to talk to our partners about what we want in bed. And men said, what did men say? Yeah, both for men and women.
What?
That came out. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
was going to actually say what I would think that men would want sex long before communication. Like they wouldn't even care if she's the same lady.
That's what's so surprising. No, I think that we all want to be able to be with someone who we want to communicate with, and we want to be close.
What about communication through love? Right, sex is a form of communication.
Yeah, but I think that
right?
couples who communicate better, like I always say, communication
better sex.
is a lubrication, and that you have to be able to talk to your partner about everything.
So ultimately, what you're saying, both men and women, this study says would rather talk than bang.
Well, I think that the more they talk and the more they really are,
It's all woven.
it's all together.
Yeah.
It's all woven together.
Where's the study from?
So this study, thank you for asking me, Anderson. It's from the UK.
From the UK.
1,500 people. Oh, it was from the UK, but it was people in the EU and the United States about trade-offs, about how important sex is in a long-term relationship. So communication, the women, like I said, a vast majority of the women thought that communication was key in making a partnership last, and the men were not so far behind. But here's the part that I love the most. Anything that substantiates great oral sex, I'm all for. Men and women would date someone not good at penetrative sex if they were very, very good at oral sex. 73% of women would give a partner a chance if cunnilingus were their specialty. They're special. Like that's, in the end, we need just the mouths. We need to communicate with our mouth.
Yeah, I know. I'm
and we need
thinking
to-
like this is all mouth centric. Like
It is,
when
it's
you're
all
looking for a
mouth-centric.
partner, you should be like looking at their mouth more than any other part of their body.
Exactly. Right. Can they talk and can they
have-
suck?
Yeah.
Not suck in bed, but suck on your.
Right.
Yeah.
Suck on you. Yeah.
And you know what? This
What
keeps
if they
coming
talk
up.
while they're doing the oral? That's like the best of all worlds,
You
right?
think some guy? I don't know.
Well, I don't know if they like the communication and they like the oral. and
Where
those
they're
are
like,
both
let's
the
have a
most
talk
important.
about who's
Yeah.
going to be taking out, who's going to be folding the laundry now, well, and giving you a blowjob. So
Yeah.
you mean it's like it's kind of more efficient. It's multitasking.
Right.
Right. They're like, I have a series of things to discuss today during our oral sex
Oral
sesh.
session, yeah.
But I think this just comes up all the time that oral sex, especially for women, like they're more likely to orgasm. And the thing that I thought about this is that also, even if you feel like you're not great at oral sex, I do think that it takes some practice.
Yeah, it takes practice for sure. Let me ask you this. Do you think that hands with lubrication could do the same thing that a mouth could do? If done with skill.
If done correctly with skill, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes you don't need to put the mouth down there. You can do pretty much everything with the hands.
Depends on the person.
Right.
On the vulva
I think that we put too
you're
much.
diddling.
I'm talking about men to women too. I'm talking about the cuddling.
No, I was picturing men to women. I wasn't even
Not the
picturing hand
fellatio,
job. I wasn't
yeah.
even picturing
The
hand job.
different, I think. But I think for the guy could use his hand if he's got the skill.
Absolutely.
I think that
And if she's
we're
cool
too
with that.
quick to be like, got to put the mouth down there. A lot of the time, if you know what you're doing, you can do just as much damage with the hand in a good
There's
way.
something about like the warm mouth and the tongue and,
And
the
the
wetness and the
intimacy,
thing. And
yeah.
I get it. But and some women don't, they might prefer the fingers. I'm just saying pay attention to that, and foreplay is really important. And I was thinking about men, but and women, we expect that we're going to be great at pleasing our partner right away. And we're going to be great like
You
oral
hope,
sex
I guess.
masters. But
Right.
anything that is worth doing and that we value in life is going to take time. And it takes 10,000 hours to become
Oh,
an
not
expert, they
this
say.
again.
So I was
I don't
thinking,
buy that. I
well,
don't
my
buy it.
friend slept with this guy who was like 20 years older than her, and it was the best oral sex she's ever had. She's like, well, he's put in the 10,000 hours.
not
And I
put in
thought to
10,000
myself,
hours.
maybe he has. And maybe in life for sex, I'm not saying you need 10,000 hours, but just everyone go easy on yourself, and you get better each time, or and really it's all about paying attention. And it's not even so much about like I learned with this clitoris number 6 that I saw that it's more about just being in the moment, being present, paying attention to your partner, and you pick up the skills along the way.
I always say that you pay attention to your partner. You don't get lost in your own world. It's the tango. It's the two to tango, right? You got to be watching what she's doing or what he's doing, and pay attention and zone in on that. The 10,000 hour thing. It popped up because of a popular podcast recently, and a guy that has this theory. That theory. Did you feel like I was fairly proficient at running Loveline and making everything happen over there?
Sometimes.
What?
Yeah.
How? Dare you? I got 6,800 hours. I don't even have 10,000 hours. 17 years of Loveline every night.
But I think the driving back and forth, that it was in your consciousness. That's part of it too.
Well, apparently, according to this, I don't know how to run.
Wait.
Actually, you know what?
This
is a horrible example because I fucked up a lot on Loveline.
That's a horrible example.
I had the N-word go
honey,
through
you were
on
great.
air. I knocked people off.
No, you were great at Loveline. But I liked those studies because obviously nothing is set in stone. But I feel like I've been doing the show for 12 years.
Depends on what, though. It depends on what you're doing, too. If it's like, taking a shower, I don't think it takes 10,000 hours to learn how to take a shower. Simple things, you know what I mean? But really good things that take a lot of skill.
You can hack things too. There's if you're paying attention. I just think it's all about paying attention, being focused, and processing things once you learn them.
I can't. Yeah.
What?
It's hard for me to believe that people could have sex and just kind of mail it in and not really think about it while they're doing it. Just kind of like, all right, go through the motion. It's like it's such a intense thing, and I guess there are a lot of people who do that.
A lot of people don't prioritize sex, think about sex, and that's what I was getting at. I mean, this has been my whole thing lately. I guess
if you're going to do it right.
Well, but we make sex so
taboo.
Well, yes, so challenging. We make it so difficult. We make it so scary. We have so much fear around it that we just shut down to it altogether. But yet, sex is the most pleasurable thing on the planet that we can experience, whether we're alone or with a partner. But we don't nurture it. Like masturbation, I have to encourage people, right? And they do it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I masturbate, I feel better." And same with whether you're in a relationship or single, you have that release. Orgasms are important for your overall health, sexual health, and I think that people just are like, you know what? I don't have orgasms. I don't have the same stamina or the same drive as my partner. I have this weird fantasy. I feel guilt and shame for masturbating. Yeah. I'm just going to shut sex down altogether.
That's an American thing more than anything else.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
And
because the Puritan rules are still lingering a bit, and we still have a hangover from the people that actually kicked the Native Americans out. Like all those wonderful people brought their Puritan ways, and now we got so many hangups with sex, and it's so weird. Whereas in Europe, you hear it all the time. Like they got the boobs on the billboards, and no one really cares. It's all just free, and
they're talking to their kids about pleasure, and they're talking about safety with sex. But
while
here we're
just
so confused, and no one's parents can talk to them about sex. And so I'm just saying that I really hope with this show that we are helping people ask the questions and prioritize it. That's why I started off telling you about your vacation and saying I just watch it every day. I was at a party last night too with 30 women, right? And they were all married. Mm-hmm. It was it was like a designer party, dresses, clothing,
sounds
whatever.
Awful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was cocktails. So one cocktail and every single woman telling me their things, right? Around sex and relationships. And it was just the combination of they wanted more sex than their partner. Or their partner wanted, it was all the same things that we hear, but that had been a while, and they're happy in other ways, but it's just
they're not fulfilled entirely.
No,
they could do better.
Right.
Back to the kid vacation thing too. I think when they're really young, right now, you can just put them in a little pack and play in the bathroom, and the wife and I have fine time on the vacation. Once they're 2 or 3 and they know what's going on, it's like, "Mommy, Daddy, what are you doing in there?" That's when it's really important. I think, to leave them at home.
But he's still there. She's still thinking about him. She's still like, "Oh, can you?" That's not true, Anderson. I'm telling you right now that you need that one night. Go to the Motel 6. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm right.
They've actually redone the Motel 6s. They got hardwood floors, really nice. They got a 50s vibe.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Hardwood floors. That's so sexy.
Yeah, it's easy to clean
have
the
a
jizz
staycation.
Off them
Get your mom whatever.
Those places are filthy.
Ew. True. Bring your own.
We'll leave the light on for you.
Please don't leave the light on for us. Okay. So in
summation, yes.
Summation of this article is that we all really want our partners to be able to communicate about sex, and we really want them to go down on us. And that's just as important as having sex and just kind of going through the motions. That the more you communicate with your partner and the more you pay attention to their needs, and oral sex is a great place to figure it out, the better sex you're going to have.
How many different variables were? There was communication, sex, oral sex. What was the least?
I didn't go through all. How about this? There was a great cook.
What was the least important?
The least important was great cook, and here were the choices. Great cook, people were like, "I
got DoorDash now. You can just order whatever you want.
Exactly.
You don't need cooking.
Keep the house in order." This was kind of concerning men. It seems like 47% of men thought that was important. I'm like, that's not going to be my guy.
Yeah.
Keep up his or her physical appearance was in 60%. Mm-hmm. Romantic. That was actually high too. People want romance over sex.
That dies after you get to know someone, right?
No, but
Let's
it
just let
doesn't
go.
have to.
I know. It doesn't.
Yeah. It doesn't have to. You
I
can
still
send
do
her
little
sex-
things, just
Of
light a
course you do.
candle and, go out and get her takeout from her favorite
you?
restaurant. And, and she remembers it, like a year and a half
course.
later. Remember? Yeah.
Little tiny gestures. Even,
Doesn't take much.
I love that you do that. Do you want a sex toy to take home?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. We're going to move on to emails. Thank you, everybody, for supporting our sponsors. We love them. And I'm so glad that you all do too. We'll be right back. Anderson. Hi.
Hi.
Time for emails. So if you have a question you want me to answer on the show, I love that. We've made it really easy because you can text us now. Text us. You can text Ask Emily, one word, to 797979. Because some people have said, I texted Ask Emily and they did the space, but it's one word.
So it's just Ask Emily 797979.
No, see, this is so good. We're clarifying.
Yeah.
This is like real life.
Ask Emily.
So you pick up your phone and
we don't have to start from
and you
there.
go 797979. You go like create a new text message, and then in that text message you write Ask Emily, one word.
so you guys can
and then you
know.
press send.
Okay.
And then what they get back is they're going to right away get a reply that's actually the form that you fill out on the website. So they can just right there fill out that form
And who
that
do you
says,
sell their information?
"Hey, we sell it to everybody." Yeah.
She's joking.
I'm kidding,
You're not
you
going to
guys.
get a bunch of like random weird like,
No.
sunglass sale today only.
The only bad thing that can happen, and who knows, glass half full, I might send you a naked picture by mistake.
By mistake,
If
if you're in her phone,
if you're in my
that could
phone
happen.
late night, I'm out drinking, who knows what could
So
happen.
the number is 797979.
Yes.
That was a good
Ask
year in
Emily.
Pittsburgh sports. The Steelers
Oh.
and the Pirates both won.
Did
the
not know that.
championships there. Why not 6-9? It was
Well,
already taken.
exactly, dude. I knew you were going to say that. That's
I'm
what
glad you did
all
it.
I
It's
can do is
low-hanging fruit.
every time I say 7-9, I'm thinking, why not 6-9? You know,
You know
the
what it
world
is?
isn't ready for
6-9
that
plus
yet.
10. You're better than that.
I am better than
It's
that. And then,
6-9
you know what?
plus 10.
6-9 is so obvious.
Yeah.
And I use 6-9 for something else in my life, and every time I have to call them and say it, they don't think it's funny. It's like AT&T or something like my password. Thanks if we can break into that. But not
7-9
really.
is actually still the sexual position. It's just the person's decapitated.
Exactly.
One of them.
Which is really hot.
Yeah.
So anyway, do that. Sex with Emily. And then you could also go to the website, sexwithemily.com, click on the Ask Emily tab. Really easy to do that as well and fill out your form. And when you do that, you ask a question. I'm pointing at you, your age, where you live, and how you listen to the show. Okay. Can't wait to hear from you.
Let's do it. Where do they send their faxes?
I think we should bring back the fax.
I did radio so long that I remember the fax machine. I
people
hated
use-
the fax machine.
I hate it too. It never works.
Because like,
It's like a
one of them
printer.
every 10 was actually from a listener, and a lot of the time it would just say "fuck you" and bubble writing or something, right?
Really?
And then the other 9 were just like ads.
Oh, remember all those ads?
That's
used to
still
come
the
in,
worst.
right?
Yeah, and it would just waste your ink.
You're right.
Fuck
You're
the
right.
fax. All right.
Fuck the fax. I think I used to get fax at the I used to get. Can I just tell you about my mail? Did you guys used to get mail to Loveline?
Yeah.
Letters?
Yeah.
So when I started my show, I had a bunch of prisoners at San Quentin who would listen because the show was on from 11 to midnight. I was on the radio
Right.
in San Francisco.
And I liked the
would
prison
send me-
ones because it was always the best penmanship.
Yeah, no,
And
right.
I'm not kidding.
They were I
Great
agree,
penmanship.
and they would write me these really long letters, and then I still have it. There was one guy who drew a picture of me on the back of a truck. It was like mud flaps,
Yeah.
and on the mud flaps
There you were.
on the truck, it was me and my picture, naked,
Right,
kind of
you're-
naked-ish.
you're naked, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was very. I love
You
it.
realize
I
they probably
framed it.
rubbed their
know.
genitals all over those pieces of paper. You realize that.
Perhaps
Yeah.
it went to the radio station, but those were good times. And you guys, I'm not saying you should write me a letter now. Just go to the website.
Yeah,
Which
just
is
go to the
really easy.
website. Let's
Don't
keep
draw
the
me
penis
pictures.
off of
It's
the
cool.
actual physical
You just darkened that
drawing.
whole memory for me now. That was semen. Hi, Emily. I'm a massive fan of the show. Thanks for all the wonderful work you do. I have a difficult question and I love your advice. For 2 years, I dated a much older man who aggressively pursued me. He was highly manipulative, controlling, and narcissistic. He sexually assaulted a friend of mine and me as well while we were dating, and I stayed with him. I finally left after he started trying to limit my contact with my friends and family and told me that I needed to respect him more. He wanted to be polyamorous and me to be monogamous with him. Being in a relationship with this man is the biggest regret of my life. A year and a half has gone by and I'm struggling with a lot of fear around men. I realize a relationship may not be possible for me after this, but I consider myself a sexual person and would love to pursue sex and casual dating again. Any ideas on how to face my fears and enjoy sex again? Thanks so much, XOX Nick, a female, 26, Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne.
Nick, thank you so much for emailing me. I'm really glad you got out of this traumatic situation. It sounds like it was really painful and not a good time.
How long did she spend in it? Did she say?
2 years.
Because it's a really great learning. It's a lesson. It's unfortunate that it took 2 years of that awful, awful lesson. Because there's a real glass half full scenario here as well.
No, I think so. I think so too. I think that it's great that you realize how unhealthy that is and to go easy on yourself right now. And it's totally fine that you don't want to jump into another relationship. In fact, I would say that probably not the best time, but it is a great time for you to get into therapy and do the work right now around it. Because when you experience any kind of trauma in a relationship, family, sexual trauma, it's really something that it doesn't go away. It actually just gets worse when you repress it. And so right now, it doesn't sound like you're out drinking and you're distracting yourself and having sex with a lot of people. You're actually contemplating this. And I would say that therapy would be a great place for you to go in and heal right now and figure out what you want so it won't happen again. I think that is a silver lining, that realizing it, that this pattern was so destructive, you won't let this happen to yourself again.
The fact that she's 26 and she's actually saying out loud in an email that she thinks she might not be able to ever have a relationship again, that's heartbreaking. It's awful. She can absolutely have another relationship.
Absolutely.
Here's the good news. Pretty much any guy that you end up being with or in the future, any relationship you have is going to be way better than this absolute piece of shit guy that you were with for 2 years. There are many others out there like him. And there's a chance that without therapy, you will pick another one that's just like him. Because chances are you got the broken picker that we've heard about so often from something that happened in your past, which is all the more reason that you need to get therapy. But the good news is that with some therapy, and I don't think that she's anywhere close to a lost cause, after a little bit of therapy, she will be able to actually have a good relationship and be shocked at how good it can be to be in a good, healthy relationship with a good, healthy person.
Exactly. They absolutely do exist. That feeling when you break up with someone, and especially with something like this that you think in your 20s or whenever, that you're like, oh my God, I will never find that person again and I won't be healthy. But you will be healthy.
And she might even feel like guilty because she might even miss part of that relationship. And that's natural. Like awful relationships still have good parts to them that you probably are melancholy about that it's gone. Don't feel guilty about that because that's part of the deal.
And I think that the key here is that if you, like you said, if you don't go to therapy, and what I mean by go to therapy, I don't mean go 3 times and check in and like, oh, I feel better. I mean like you go for a year and then it starts working.
It's not a checkbox.
You go every week and you commit to it like it's your job. You will not be attracted. You won't allow yourself to date the same kind of people. But when you don't, like you said, this is when we repeat these things. And then it's 10 years later, you're 36 going, why am I dating these kind of guys?
Yeah.
But you won't.
And don't, it sounds like she's willing to give up. I heard, I'm a sexual person. So I think she's thinking about maybe just having sex without any kind of connections. That's not going to happen. It just can't happen. If you're any semblance of a healthy person, you can't just have sex with people and not have feelings for them.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't think that right now that can happen for her. But I think that if she has a healthy attitude towards sex and dating and relationships again, it's not going to be this year.
Okay.
She could have casual sex.
She could possibly, but still, what I'm hearing is she's almost willing to give up on relationships, period, and just have sex for the rest of her life with no strings. And she's missing out on something that's great, which is a healthy relationship.
Right.
The other side of it is so as important as sex.
Right. She has to normalize sex for herself again and figure out how to, whenever she gets back into dating, which Nick, I don't think you should do it right now. You can figure out what kind of relationship you want to have with sex and your partners. Okay, let's move on. Hey, Emily, I've been a longtime listener and a fan on a daily basis. It's a fan, Anderson.
Fanatic. That's short for fanatic, which is, I love you.
I don't use the word fan either, but I feel like when I was talking about you, they're Anderson fans. I get it. No, mine too. I have the self-loathing. Yeah. I'm like, fans, my fans. I
never refer to our
listeners.
Yeah,
but then some people are like, I watch your video. I'm like, are they my watchers? What do you call my audience?
With you, they might be fanatics, because they might beat off to you as well. There's a whole another layer.
There's that whole Snapchat audience. Don't send me those pictures. I will block you. Okay. Hi, Emily.
She will cock you.
No, a lot of them I answer at Sex with Emily on Snapchat, but then when it's like,
do you have like a
masturbate to you? Can I get blocked?
Dick pics in the ready in your library that you just send back to them? Because that'd be good.
No,
that'd be a good combative move.
No, I'm not going to engage.
Okay.
You know what I do? I go to the block. And then they're gone from my life forever. Hey, Emily, I've been a longtime listener and a fan. Here we go again. On a daily basis, I tried to incorporate your advice in my marriage of 18 years. I've been a fit guy throughout my entire life. About a month ago, I started training for a marathon. I'm a fitness nut, and I've always trained 6 days a week. For this marathon, I've dropped 10 pounds in the course of 45 days, and I've stopped all high caffeine pre-workout drinks and all sugar drinks. I've now been able to go long periods of time before having an orgasm. I've struggled with premature ejaculation in the past, and I tried Promescent based on your recommendation. Is this newfound sense of stamina a result of the weight loss, intense training, or the reading of caffeine and sugars? I'd love to know your thoughts. Keep up the great work. Dak.
43,
New York City.
He's been married
Dak
for 18
sounds like
years?
a strong dude. Yeah, 18
Jeez,
years.
Dak.
Yeah, good for you, Dak.
Knock
And good
her
for you
up.
for staying in shape. I'm telling you, it is so important to stay healthy, be healthy, keep challenging yourself no matter what age you're at to get in shape, because everything, your sex life will improve when you eat right, you work out, you're going to want sex more. And yes, Dak, I do believe that the reason why you are lasting longer has a lot to do with your health. I'm sure it does. A healthier diet, weight loss, will all contribute to that factor. Also to your ability to last longer in bed and have more stamina. But also our sex drive does change throughout our lifetime. So he's 43 now.
Yeah. And you
Like,
know what?
don't
He
you feel
got
like
married when he was 25. That's not crazy. I was thinking, because he's younger than I am, and he's been married to 18 years. So that seemed crazy to me. But when I did the math, 25, that's
No,
about
that's
right.
like normal.
That's
People get-
normal, yeah.
right.
I'm not normal. Yeah, I think just being relaxed, too, helps you with your sexual performance, right? Like,
Yeah, being relaxed, being
yeah, if you
healthy.
got that nervous energy and you feel like hell and you're just kind of getting it done, you know?
Right, exactly. So I think keep up the good work. I think that's amazing. And Promescent, what we've talked about, is a great thing to use for.
Doesn't sound like he needs. Dak doesn't
No,
need
but he
the
said he
Promescent.
used it in the past.
Oh, he did.
Sounds like it worked, but yeah, it sounds like you don't need it.
But I don't. Have you ever read any studies that correlate caffeine making you come faster? I've never heard that.
I've never read any studies about caffeine. I have read studies about marijuana and other drugs and alcohol, but not about caffeine. But it makes sense. It would make total sense. I don't think it's just the caffeine, though. I think it's probably a combination of the working out and the health and sugars.
Losing the weight and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's body like reacts to caffeine differently. This is fun, Anderson.
What is it?
Just everything. Just being with you. Dear Dr. Morse, I've listened to you on Loveline and I always wanted to call in and talk, but I was embarrassed. I have a reoccurring issue that I'm looking to resolve. I'm always getting myself in relationships with women where it feels like I'm no longer in control and I'm not experiencing a shared dynamic in the relationship. It always starts the same. They like my personality, my drive, my ambition, my big circle of friends, and how close I am with my friends. After a while, the girl I'm seeing will begin to try and change me. I usually let them change certain aspects of myself, and I always try to make them happy. Unfortunately, it always snowballs into more and more requests, and I no longer feel like myself. I recently broke up with my girlfriend of 2 years for these reasons. In this case, she was pressuring me really hard to change a lot about myself and simultaneously disconnect from my group of friends. I understand the part where a relationship is a priority over friendship, but why do I keep finding myself with women who want to cut me off from anything around me? Thank you very much for your time. I truly think you're doing God's work by guiding some of us who don't know how to guide ourselves. Best, Brian, 29, Los Angeles. Brian, okay, so this is actually another one of these pick or broken questions is what I thought about. I thought about a lot of things about this. It's really interesting.
I've thought of a few things too.
Yeah, the cycle of why we could go into the why. It could be from his childhood growing up.
Right.
It could be that he's attracted to controlling women because of his mother or his grandmother or who knows the dynamic played out in his house with his parents. And that could be why. But right now we got to work on you breaking this cycle of the picker being broken, that you're picking these kind of women. Because he's making you. It sounds like Brian, like he's sounding like it's happening to him.
You're
but it's like
attracted.
he's making choices.
Right.
You're making choices and you're attracted to these kind of women.
Or is it a self-fulfilling prophecy because he's looking for it in everyone that he dates? And what are the habits that, or the things that he's doing that these women are trying to get him to stop?
Well,
We don't
that's
know.
what
He didn't
okay,
say.
so-
He could be like, slamming heroin and hanging out with like white supremacists. I don't blame them for trying to get him to disconnect with those people and stop slamming the smack,
I agree. And when I read that, well, no, I don't know if I think he's doing that, but I was thinking to myself, well, what are these habits?
What
Like,
are
how
the
many,
habits?
Like, how old are you? He's 29. So what are the habits that they want to change?
Because I
is there
married a
something
person
unhealthy?
who changed me, and she, doesn't like me drinking as much, so I don't drink as much. She didn't like me hanging
Except
out
for
with
last
some of
night.
my, except for last night. She doesn't like me hanging out with, my bad influence friends. I don't see them as much anymore, and but it works and it makes sense, and I'm a healthier, better person for it.
Right. And women in the past, they try to change these things in you as well.
No, most of them didn't. They'd actually encourage them and
They
enable
enabled
me,
it.
and
They were
I
enablers.
saw an early grave. So. Yeah.
Right. Okay. No, I get it. And there is a healthy whenever you date someone, and we always think we're attracted to partners who make us a better versions of ourselves.
Right.
Hopefully. I mean, I think that's a great part about being in a relationship is when you trust someone. Stanley's
snoring. My dog is on
love him so much. Look how comfortable we are together. He's just falling into my arms, snoring. So I feel like it can be very healthy. But if you're dating these women who are like, "You're my project. I'm going to fix you. I'm going to fix you," and you don't feel like at this point that you need any help, Brian, which sounds like maybe we don't know yet.
Yeah.
We don't know what
I
the
feel like there's not
problem is.
enough information to give actual advice here for Brian.
Yeah, but I think that let's see why it's unhealthy. I mean, because here's the thing that I feel like Brian, he has a big circle of friends. He's close with his friends. He's got a lot of drive, ambition. He's close to his family. That in a way, some guys kind of are attracted to that controlling thing because he kind of just wants to be able to give it up, or he thinks that's right, or that's the right dynamic. So what I would say is, if you do want to change this, Brian, let's say there's not anything destructive that you haven't faced yet in your life. And Brian, maybe if there is, this will be a great turning point for you. But let's just say that you're a healthy guy, you're leading your life, you're leading a good life, you're a good man, you pay your taxes.
Benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt. That I feel like how you got to break the cycle is recognize that it's the cycle that you're in, that you're picking these wrong kind of women, and then do like duty dating. Like we talk about that. Like go out with the women that you don't necessarily think that you'll be attracted to. We call this duty dating because you just say yes. You're like, you know what? I would normally say no to this. It's not what I'm instantly attracted to.
Right.
Maybe my heart went pitter pat when I saw her across the room and our eyes met. I just said pitter pat. That's when you should actually turn away. Like the people that you're instantly attracted to,
used
and then
to say
you go
butterflies, not lightning bolts.
Right. Butterflies, not lightning bolts. Exactly. So look for the people, not the women who make you feel that familiar, crazy, you have to have her obsession if that was one of your things, but someone who just makes you feel a little more comfortable in a different way, and then go out with them and try that.
There's way more women out there that are not controlling than are controlling. I think the controlling women are actually in the minority.
I think you're right.
At least from what I've dated, but maybe my picker was broken.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, I'm not that kind of woman. I'm not controlling at all, believe it or not. No. I mean, I could see
someone dating you not having any of these issues that Brian's having.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is maybe you should go out on a date with Brian.
Right.
And let's see if
Brian, I will not try to change her. They try to change me. That's the problem.
If he says, "Oh, Emily's trying to change me," then we know that it's him, right?
Should I just do this? Should I just date him?
You should go out with him.
Okay, Brian, give me a call. Also, I feel like you have to also date like at your job. So let your friends and family know that you're actually looking to date. Like I think that's really important to let everyone around you. If you don't want to go on apps, I just feel like the second you do that, people are always, they might not in that moment, but friends of friends, they have parties, invite them, let them know. They'll know what's right for you. The person's already checked out.
The best are usually when you meet somebody through a friend of yours. Like
so true.
Friend of a friend.
So true. So good luck, Brian. Let us know what you want to do. I can't really date you, Brian, but I'm here to help you.
Too late, Brian.
So this was fun, Anderson.
It was great to see you, Em. Thanks for having me back. I thought you were never going to let me back because I, God forbid, had a child and needed to bring him with me. My apologies.
I'm so glad you brought
I didn't know that it almost ruined your entire staff's dynamic.
No, she's fine. She's recovered. She's back.
I feel like everyone hates each other now because Atticus was here for a couple hours.
No, we love Atticus and we welcome him back when he's can drive. But thank you. And everyone check out AndersonCowan.com and all your podcasts.
AndersonCowan.com. Yeah. And I've been doing these chats with Andy, and I can't do much, Em, especially when I'm a stay-at-home dad and the bills I'm in between jobs, right? I'm waiting for my movie to get complete here, so I'm doing these chats with Andy's, and they're really fun.
Anderson's fun to talk to, I gotta say.
$50, and we talk about everything. They're all different. Sometimes I'm interviewing you, sometimes you're interviewing me. It's back and forth. You ask about Emily, ask about Love Line, all these different things. Ask about the movie, and then I record it too. I record it from my end, and I send you. So it's like a little mini show almost.
Oh my God! You just record.
And you can listen to
Look
it.
At you using those sound engineering
whenever you
skills.
like, or you can never listen to it again. But like if I become like a infamous mass murderer or something, you can say, "Hey, I talked to that guy once. Here's the proof."
Dissecting your entire psychological profile from all these conversations. I love it. That's great. Because Anderson is interesting to talk to.
Anderson Cowan.
Actually, when you call me, I answer. And most people I don't.
That's nice.
Yeah, because you're pretty fun. I wouldn't pay $50, but I feel like I get it for free.
Well,
no,
actually,
I think you should.
Right now.
I did. I love you, honey. No, that's awesome. Call Anderson. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the show. Remember, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Sex with Emily, and Snapchat. Did I say that? And thank you to my amazing team. I love you. And thanks, everyone, for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.